What is so tragic about this is that at the moment the driver exits the car, the parent exits the car, they actually believe that they have taken their child to daycare.
A recent tragic case in southern Germany has shocked the public. A mother forgot her child in a hot car and the toddler died. When people hear about this, the immediate reaction is often outrage and disbelief. But this is not an isolated case. I'm talking about this today with Professor David Diamond from the University of South Florida. He has been researching this topic for years. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you for interviewing me today.
When people hear about tragedies like this, they usually ask, how can anyone forget their own child? From a scientific perspective, what is your answer to them?
Well, first, the knee jerk reaction is to be very judgmental, that no parent can forget a child in a car, and certainly no parent should forget a child. But unfortunately, it actually happens around the world. It has happened many times, many different countries. It's described most in the US, where about 25 to 30 children are forgotten that die in a hot car each year. So we've had over 500 children in the US have died as a result of being forgotten in cars. And if I may add, what is so tragic about this is that at the moment the driver exits the car, the parent exits the car, they actually believe that they have taken their child to daycare. So they have a false memory that the child is in the right place. And that's why these parents can go to work, spend the entire day, maybe even looking at pictures of their child, talking about the child. And so often the parent now leaves work and tells people, I have to go pick up my child at daycare. And they drive to daycare not being aware that their child has died in the car. They get to the daycare center and they say, where's my child? And they say, you never brought your child here today. And to their horror, they then discover that the child has died in the car.
You just talked about the autopilot. Um, what are the specific triggers that turn a harmless memory lapse into a fatal tragedy involving a child? And what role do stress and a lack of sleep, for example, or a change in routine play?
So a change in routine is important, and it's really very common. So again, using the example of stopping in the store on the way home from work, because they're the same brain memory systems. If your routine is to go straight from work to go home, you have a brain memory system. The actual structure is called the basal ganglia, and it actually guides you. And it's really convenient that you don't even have to think about it. You go from point A to point B, you're driving, you don't remember the route at all because it's not a memory structure. It gets you to do something automatically. Well, that separate brain memory system, which is centered by the structure called the hippocampus, it actually holds on to new information. And so it's competing, the hippocampus competes with the basal ganglia to get to our level of awareness. And so it's the hippocampus that's saying, today you need to stop at the store. But the basal ganglia is overriding that and saying, no, we're going to go straight from work to home. So in the cases in which children have been forgotten in cars, first I find there is some routine. And many times that routine does not include the child. So on the day in which the child is forgotten, the parent is assuming that they will remember to change the routine in order to take the child to daycare. It can also happen you arrive at home, and oftentimes you've arrived at home and you don't have the child. So that's also the routine. Now, even without stress, without sleep deprivation, this can happen. But often, especially parents who are sleep deprived and who are stressed, both of those components will suppress our cognitive awareness system, make it more likely we're going to forget. And so the stress, the sleep deprivation will enhance our autopilot system. We can still drive from work to home no matter how much we're sleep deprived and no matter how stressed we are. But we're much more likely to forget things when we're stressed and sleep deprived. So that those are common triggers.